What's up, everyone? How's your weekend going? Just dropped in to say a private jelly bone video reminded me of You're the Man Now, Dog, and the classic, but I pooped from there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, someone made that comment. It might have been you. I remember that back in the day. All right. So it's been a while since I dropped any significant animation on my channel. But I'm working through the next episode of Safe Mode, and but you know, honestly, I've been kind of relaxing this December, just taking it easy, and but making music. I've been making a lot of music. And so I have a full-length album coming out probably in about a week and a half. So the mastering guy told me they should be ready like the 16th, and then I have to upload it to DistroKid and stuff. I'll probably give it out to patrons early. But yeah, I'm also going to get them made on vinyl records. So, and I'm going to I'm going to try to price them relatively cheaper than, I think, $32 probably Canadian, plus shipping. So for Americans, that's like probably like $25 or $24, something like that, plus shipping. So I'm really excited to release that because I've been working on that for like 2.5, 3. I've been working on it for about half a year, honestly. You know, I'm always working on music, so after Animator Creata came out, I just kept working on music and along with the animations. Anyways, so I've been having a hard time like coming up with good ideas for animations. Like when I started this channel a lot back in the day, they would just pour out of me, but I've been finding the animations to be a lot harder than they used to be. Just motivation in general seems to be more difficult. But anyway. Hey David Lawler, thank you for that. And you can tell Carolina thank you for that video, because that was basically her idea, and she drew the animation of the octopus, and I put it all together in After Effects into the sound design and stuff. But it's her idea. Carolina is the voice of Lana, and she helps me write the stories and stuff, and sometimes she helps animate certain shots as well, like the octopus. And yeah. Do you do music video commissions? I'm sorry, man, I don't. Well, I mean, I would if someone were to have the proper budget for these sort of things, but you know, I wouldn't do a music video commission unless they were paying me like 30 grand or something like that. It's not, it takes too much work to animate, you know, and animations, you know, it's like, that's the thing that you guys know me for on here, but I don't really like, it's not like the thing I love doing the most, you know. It's more from like music making and that sort of thing. So I think I'm like getting a little burnt out from the animation, so I'm trying to like take a break from it, but you know how YouTube is, where you can't really take breaks. But I have been taking a break and working on that music, so anyway. Anyways, yeah, what kind? It's like well, it's like my other kind of music, but it's less piano solo-y ish and less synthy, and it's more like I got a lot of real instruments in this one, so a lot of violins and violas like I usually have, and cellos this time too. I got pedal steel guitars and some percussion, live drums, that I hired someone for, and of course synth. I mean, I like to put synth in pretty much everything. It's kind of like, I guess you would call it electroacoustic. In Quebec, they call electroacoustic. I never heard this term before, but it's like orchestral electronic. It's like electronic music with, they manipulate orchestral sounds or something. Hey Judith, how you doing? Thank you for subscribing. Return to shitposting. I mean, it's I'll do it if I got like a hilarious idea, you know, but like I feel like the shitposts are meaningless, you know what I mean? And I know you guys like enjoy these videos and stuff, but like I just feel like I derive no pleasure from releasing meaningless stuff sometimes, and I know like even the shitposts have some sort of meaning in them, so it depends. I've been having a hard time making what would be, I would consider like throwaway content, or just stuff that's not, I don't feel particularly feel like has a longevity to it. Hey Slick Nick, appreciate that. Yeah, those paintings, so those paintings were made over the years. Each time I came out with an album, I just wanted to use some like real illustration on the cover instead of pixelated. I mean, I could have just slapped some posters that I made from Interface onto a vinyl record, and I don't think anyone would have complained, but it does look a little nicer to have something that looks more finished. And so yeah, those paintings were all real, done in acrylic, and Carolina helped me paint 2 of them. She painted the one of Kami and the one of Mischief, and in those paintings I added the shapes and the colors, but otherwise she does the other part. And I did the Henrik's hat painting entirely, and the cerebral electricity one. And then there's like a sketch in there that was just kind of something I did for a few days. I was messing around, you know, the room over there when I, you know, I didn't feel like animating. So I don't know what I'm drawing right now. I drew this like weird guy, and I think I'm gonna do it's like, I just say I don't want to do shitposts anymore, but then I'm gonna do like probably do a shitpost video with this guy. I just have to figure out what he's gonna do. Well, Dark Briscoe, I'm still going to be animating, you know. It's just I think the output is going to be like not as much as it used to be. I mean, I'll probably be more music, and probably be more music kind of videos and stuff. So the safe mode is still being worked on, and that sort of thing. It's just Chill Paulins. I bartend in a major U.S. city, and I put your movies on the TV quite often. People love them. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you, dude. That's pretty cool. David Lawler, are you done with the Neil deGrasse Tyson series? Probably. I think I made 4 of them. I think I'm done with him. So I don't know why I'm drawing this guy naked right now. Am I allowed to draw nipples? Like if I was on Twitch right now, would I get banned for doing this? I don't think I'm streaming Twitch right now. Can I do this on YouTube? Am I allowed to draw nipples? They're male nipples, obviously. Oh, they're not nipples at all. It's just a big smiley face. See, there's the nose. Okay, maybe I'll give him some clothes. And we can decide whether or not we want to keep him naked. Should I give him a suit? Or should I give him something better? I don't like that. Hey, Podal, what's up, dude? Yeah, man, I was listening to your EP just like 3 hours ago, actually, and I liked it, man. I like to see like creators branching out and do creative, different things like that. So, if anyone's in the chat here looking for some new music, I suggest you go to Podal's channel, or just go to my Twitter page, and then I posted something there recently. I reposted it, so you can go find his music. When I first watched the Go segment of Interface, Israel, I appreciate the comment, thank you. JS Scotty, just, hey man, I appreciate that, thank you. Best of luck on the sales of those paintings. Yeah, thank you very much. And I'm you know, I think, yeah, the paintings went forward. They're like already bid up more than I was expecting them to, so I'm very happy about that. You know, it's not that I needed the money and stuff, but I wanted to sell them because I had them on my wall for so long, and also I am getting these vinyls made, and it's a little bit of a financial risk to get them made in the first place. So I just wanted to like make a little bit of money off the paintings so I don't have to worry too much about getting these vinyls done, because getting the vinyls mastered is like $1,500. Maybe actually more than that, because they have to make these lacquer. They have to make lacquer. Like if you look up how to make vinyls, you have to make a lacquer first. Like I forget what they're called. Acetate. There's some word, acetate discs or something like that. It's made out of basically a lacquer that's on top of a piece of stainless steel, and they cut into it, and then from that they make several different, I think either 2 or 3 different metal nickel-plated molds or something like that, and it goes back and forth. It's complicated. It's actually not that complicated, but yeah, man. Yeah. T is slow demi. You sent me your singing. I don't know if I received that email. But you know, I get tons of people all the time, you know, sending me stuff, so it might have gotten lost in the emails, and I used to be better at like getting back to everybody, but like it's gotten a little bit overwhelming. Like I just don't have the energy to respond anymore sometimes, and I know that sounds kind of like pompous and shit, I mean, I guess, but like my channel's not even that big. I get too many, like, sometimes I'm just like, why, you know, and you wake up in the morning, you gotta respond to some people sending you like these long emails and stuff. I can't respond anymore, you know, but I'm sorry, man, if I didn't see it. Jesus 2600 Pro, you know, I'll probably check it out, but I'm gonna be quite honest, you know, I'm not looking for any singers either right now either. Sometimes could you show us what the heck was going on in the mind of Carl Sagan? Yeah, I feel like he could, you know, I don't really know enough about him, so I guess it would be like the Neil deGrasse Tyson videos where I'll just watch a bunch of stuff about him, you know. Carl Sagan's The Cosmos. I mean, I know about him, obviously. He wrote the book Contact and he made the movie, but I don't know enough about his I don't know, cadence, whatever. I use Logic for making all my music. It's just the DAW, though. You can pretty much do it with any DAW. I don't know if I like this guy's outfit. Because it's too, like, tight, like he's wearing tights or something. Just got transferred to UWM. I never got to hear your speech due to my time frame. What were your main takeaways from your presentation? Hey, Jack Bauer. That's cool, man, up there in Wisconsin with Lori? Sorry. My mind's kind of fried right now. Laura. Of course. What was my main takeaways from your presentation? I don't remember, man. That was so long ago. I think I just kind of like answered questions. There wasn't really, I don't really remember too much about what I even said, because it seems like every year I talk about interface, I say something different now. No, man, I haven't seen any of these webcomics. Sorry, man. I've been spending. I haven't really been reading much of anything, to be quite honest. I've been reading this book, Rick Rubin's kind of Ways of Creativity book right now. It's kind of just going through that, I guess. Let me just see here. Yeah, this looks better. Yeah, I like this outfit more now, because before it was like, oh yeah, I was also gonna do this. Kind of like it's pirate shirt. I don't like that. Hey, Stereotype, appreciate that. Thanks. Steven Brillo, thank you, appreciate that too. Yeah. So I think I actually I want to keep this simple, this little video I'm working on. So. I've kind of been overcomplicating animation recently. Like Safe Mode episode 6 is ridiculous, and it took me forever, and it's like too much stress on me, man. Like, it looks good, man, but it's like I still got like so burnt out after I made that one. Hey Rick, thank you, appreciate the comment there. Israel, hey, well, thank you for that too. Maybe we'll keep it up when I get this new album coming out soon. Some new music coming out soon. I just watched Prometheus again with Carolina like an hour and a half ago. And I think that's that's an underrated sci-fi movie. There's some silliness with that movie, but I think it gets too much flack. Also, we need more sci-fi movies. Hey, Jack Barrow, I appreciate that, dude. My favorite sport is, well, I snowboard. You know, but if I were to watch other people play sports, I guess my favorite sport would be, high jump in the Olympics. That one's my favorite because I don't know if you got those guys have so much style. Like the guys that do the high jumps in the Olympics. I don't know if you guys notice this, but they're all like completely dressed up like in ways that would hinder them. Like they're all wearing these like gold chains and stuff and ridiculous scarves and sunglasses. And in almost every other sport in the Olympics, it's the opposite. Well, you know, even those guys that go swimming, they like shave their arms and they shave their legs so that they're more like aerodynamic or like hydrodynamic, you know, in the water. But these high jump guys, they're just like, I want to jump over this like high bar, but like look, have the most panache as possible while doing it. It's so funny because when you like watch those videos, their sunglasses they like launch into the stratosphere. Like every time you watch the Olympics and you watch the high jump, just pay attention to what I'm talking about. It's actually quite hilarious. But also, I mean, those guys are like super talented, and it's one of those like sports that's like so simple that it's like there's not like a lot of rules that you have to wrap your head around. You can just watch it. It's like literally if the bar falls, you fucked up, you know. and it's just jumping over a high thing, you know, that's all it is. Yeah, I tend to like the Olympics more than team sports for some reason. I don't really know why. And we're gonna have the Olympics next. We're gonna have the Olympics this year, I think, aren't we? Very soon, aren't we? Or is it Summer Olympics this time? I think it's the Winter Olympics. Don't know. Moda, yeah, that's a pretty interesting book. I don't, you know, it's a nice book too, nice illustrations and stuff in there. It's an interesting one to kind of like look through, you know. Jigglypuff, I have not read a nonfiction. I have not read okay. What is some of my favorite fiction? Norm Macdonald wrote a book, a comedian, actually, and he says it's nonfiction. I mean, it's an autobiography in quotes. It's all completely made up, probably, but some of it actually sounds like it might be partly real or partly true. And that was a pretty quick read. I read that pretty quickly, and I thought it was equally as funny as it was interesting. But other than that, you know, I don't really read too many fiction books these days. A lot of stuff I read is kind of more just about things, not necessarily like fiction. I'm reading. Let me just look it up. Yeah, I'm reading Rick Rubin's book called The Creative Act, A Way of Being right now, and it's not a fiction book. It's just about creativity and that sort of thing. Rick Rubin's like this extremely successful music producer, basically, and he just basically has it's kind of like a notes about creativity, like stuff he's observed, not necessarily true, but just him personally found to be true, I guess. Some of it I find to be quite interesting. Some of it I'm just like, what? Like, apparently he says in his book that his appendix burst once, and so we went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, you need to get this thing removed, because, you know, that's what you do. But then he was in a bookstore for some reason, and then he just like opened a book to a random page, and there was like some quote or something about how you shouldn't have things removed from your body or something like that, and then he decided to not get his appendix removed. And I was just like, I don't know, like, that's probably bad advice. I don't know what that has to do with creativity. But he says other things in that book that are kind of interesting. One of them is basically that like good ideas that are like that resonate tend to not just be some work of genius that comes out of some person's head, but it was actually more like it was like in the ether of space, like it's like a resonant thing, and like if one person didn't pick up on it, someone else would have. And I feel like that's that's kind of true. I feel like, you know, it just, there's like ideas that kind of ripen at certain points of time, and people capitalize on them, but it's not like, and not to diminish like an artist or whatever, but it's kind of like the time and place and audience and geopolitical climate and politics and all that sort of thing make whether or not that piece of artwork successful or not. And if one artist doesn't make something that resonates about a certain topic or whatever, someone else probably will, because it's like good ideas are kind of more like are really just great observations. And so that's just one way of looking at it, though. It's not necessarily true. It's just more of a philosophical debate about creativity and that sort of thing. I think that it's actually kind of true, because you tend to see a lot of successful art movements kind of come and go at the same time, and a lot of artists, and they all sort of coagulate together within the same aesthetics and that sort of thing. So, like, you see it now with YouTube animation. I think there's like different factions of YouTube animation stuff, and why is it that clowns have resonated so much in the past 5 years? I don't know. I mean, I made an interface back in 2017. Suddenly there's a lot of clown animations. Started, and it's, it's just something about clowns in general. It's like, the Pepe the clown, like, why was that a thing? Or just, I don't know, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, clowns were not like so in like the subconscious of people's minds, I guess, as they are right now. Barry, yes, appreciate the comment. JS Scotty, so usually I kind of go in like creative waves. So, or I used to go in creative waves where I'd focus on photography for a period of time and move on to animation or painting, and then move on to some music, and that's kind of what I've been doing creatively, and I guess animation is the one thing that has been consistent, and that's just because, well, consistent since 2017, really hasn't been that long. I almost feel like I'm at the end of my animation chapter, to be quite honest with you guys. I know I don't exactly get the same zeal of enthusiasm for it that I used to. And I think I might just be getting more into just making music and that sort of thing. Symphantic. I remember back in the day on Newgrounds there was a whole clock face era, and apparently there was a factioning of clock versus non-clock face animators. What do you mean clock face animators? There was a whole bunch of animators that put clocks as people's faces. What? Oh shit, man, that's weird. I guess I see what you're saying. I think I know what you're talking about too. It's been a while. Okay, I don't know about this guy's forehead, so maybe we should give him some hair or something. Who doesn't like circles for hair? That looks stupid. I don't like that at all. Oh yeah. I got really good at drawing bowler hats because I had to draw it like 400 times. Well, it's been a while since I've actually drawn one now. I kind of got more like swirly with it than they actually are. This is more like a cartoon bowler hat. More subtle. It's basically how I draw Henrik's hat. You know, his head is too big anyway, and his ear's in the wrong place, if I'm being honest. His ear's kind of messed up. Maybe this guy's just got a big head, though. Demos, Michael Coxcomb. Hey, appreciate that. Thank you. Too much skin, yuck. Yeah, man. I mean, I'm probably always going to be creating something. You know, it's just I don't know if it's going to be animations because. I mean, I'm still going to be making them, but it's just, I don't know, man. You know? Ed, I'm good. Appreciate that. Thank you, dude. Jaw clamps. I'm learning that animation is hard in lots of ways. My elbow hurts real bad. Yeah, man. You know, there's some animators out there that are like, it seems to be their thing, you know, they love doing it and stuff. And I've always kind of treated animation as more like a means to an end, almost. Like to get my art out there in some sort of way that's accessible. But I don't really have a passion for animation. I mean, like, when I see it come alive, I'm like excited about it and stuff, but I don't like wake up and just naturally draw to like animating frames and stuff, you know. Too much skin, yuck. Hey man, thank you very much for that. That's very kind. Best of luck. You give me lots of enjoyment over the past few years. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see here. I need to like sleep and happiness are addictive. Yeah, man, exactly, dude. I don't know about like what to put on his forehead, but it seems to me like a circle. Seems to be the answer. Yeah. I like this guy's like little smirk and the side eye he's giving you, you know? Like he's about to say something really freaking weird. And I don't know what he's gonna say yet, but it's gonna be probably weird. Like the opening scene to Sling Blade. Kind of weird. Hello, hello. You guys ever think about how rock and roll music has completely dropped off the face of the earth? Like grunge bands and all that? You know, I think there was like a marked like industry change that, like, I don't think it was like natural. I don't think it naturally went away. I think they just, the bigwigs involved just stopped it. I think there's a few videos about that on YouTube. I mean, it still exists, obviously, in indie format, you know? But it's not part of the mainstream culture anymore. Hey, Jock Clamps, that's cool. Thank you for that. What brush settings? I just use a circle brush. And I just sometimes do this. Oops. I just turn the noise on it and stuff, you know. Scattering jitter, size jitter and that sort of thing. Ryan, it's still around but not promoted literally at all. Exactly. It's so weird because when I was growing up, that shit was like, that was it. I mean, there was rap music too and stuff, but it was like you could hear, there was still like I don't know, like Pearl Jam and shit. I don't know. Like, even like you would think like a band like Health would be more popular right now, or like even like well, I'll get 9 Inch Nails and shit. They're fucking popular, right? I don't know. I don't really pay attention. Foo Fighters are still as popular as ever, I guess. I don't really hear about them much. Though apparently there was a Foo Fighters concert like 10 minutes down the street from where I live last summer. I didn't hear about that. I live in this area of Montreal where there used to be a lot of there's this place where there are a lot of bands, rock bands, grunge bands would perform back in the day. Nirvana performed there some time ago, well, back when they existed, you know. The live music scene is not nearly as homogenous as it used to be. Thanks Spotify. My dad tells me some of his best experiences were at Leonard Skinner and Kiss concerts. Yeah. They don't even show the Rock Awards with the Grammys anymore. Shit, man. I mean, I guess I don't watch the Grammys. Because it's all music I don't listen to, like literally all of it. I mean, I'm not trying to be like a fucking, you know, pretentious. It's true. Like I don't listen to any of that stuff. So Queens of the Stone Age. Oh my god, man! I actually really like that band. They killed it in 2023. They're still around though, eh? Foof. The only popular now is self-indulgent recycled noise beats. Well, there's still good music being made today. I find it's just you have to search for it. You have to like know what you're looking for. I'm like, I don't like understand. Like, I just turned into a boomer. You know, it's like when I growing up and, you know, you're like, I don't understand the music you kids listen to and shit. I seriously don't fucking understand most of the music coming out today. Like, MGMT is coming out with an album. The first 3 singles they dropped are amazing. Alright, I'll check it out. I learned one of their songs on the drums, but I can't listen to it anymore because I heard it like 400 times. I'm 37, and the older I get, the more boomer I've become, too. Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's weird when you like age and you don't think that you're going to develop these kind of old person habits that you notice as a child or whatever, as a kid or a teenager. And then suddenly you turn 30 and it's like your brain just changes and you just suddenly don't give a fuck about like a lot of shit. Maybe it's just me, you know? I have a hard time like just, or I don't know what it is, but it's just, it's things, you just stop caring about certain things, I guess. Or, you know, trying to, or things just start not making sense to you. Which is kind of a dangerous thing. I mean, you can't be like my grandmother, you know, and never learn how to use a computer or something like that. I feel like you're missing out on something. But Umami asbestos. I used to live in Nova Scotia. I think Alice Cooper came in like fucking 20 years ago. I don't know. The Dead Mouse was there like 10 years ago. I don't know. I'm saying all this like shit like that happened like fucking a decade ago. I don't know what happens in Halifax anymore in terms of music. I don't. It's been all. You know, every time I go to Halifax, the city's changed so much. Moda. Usually, I find good music by, you know, on Spotify. You can like right-click on a song that you like and turn on like the radio of that song, which basically is a whole bunch of tracks that are similar or like bands that are similar. And then it's a lot of trial and error. I mean, maybe I'd say like 70% of it's not stuff I would listen to, but then once in a while you discover new music that way. That's what I do, you know. Otherwise, you're kind of just like sifting through stuff on Bandcamp, just picking it randomly and based on how the album art looks, you know. Zion, hi Mammy. I'm glad to see your stream. Fan from Japan. Hey, what's up? Hello. My sister was just in Japan a month or two ago visiting vacation. And I saw one of your movies recently, Godzilla -1, which I actually really enjoyed. I thought that was really good. And I recommend anyone that's hasn't seen it. I mean, I'm not like a huge Godzilla fan, but like it was a well-made Godzilla movie for sure. I don't get the noisy lines. Well, let's see. I mean, you got scattering. It depends. Like sometimes I don't have the noisy. Shape dynamics, size jitter is what you probably want to change. That's what giving me the noisy lines. And make sure that your what's it called? Pen pressure settings are turned on. Christian Creamer. Yeah, I agree with you on that. That's how you found my music, Israel. That's cool. I know Andre 3000 said he stopped rapping because he felt like he didn't feel like he qualified as hip anymore. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. But he made a flute album recently. That's interesting. A flute album. I hired someone to play flute on one of my tracks coming on this album I've been working on. Flutes are kind of hard to mix, actually, because they got a very resonant kind of sound, and it can be a little bit harsh at times if the mic, I don't know, maybe the guy that recorded it was like too close to the mic or something, but like the frequencies kind of like pile up, can be very sharp at points. Yeah, Ryan, -1 would have worked without Godzilla in it, and that's what made it good. Yeah, exactly. That's what a lot of action movies need to understand, is like, you can have the action, but you also need a good story. And I feel like that's the problem with Prometheus, because it almost has a good story, like it almost does, but then they don't lean into it once it starts getting interesting, you know? Like, the action's good, the character's kind of all over the place, but the story has potential, and it's such an excellent story premise, and they just don't explore it very well at all. No problem, janitor. Have you ever watched Poor Things? No, I haven't, sorry. What advice would I give a person who wants to get into animation? The animation industry sucks ass, so you need to be aware of that. You can be laid off at any time. Credit's not treated very well, long hours, you know. Very unlikely to have creative control over what you're doing. I'm not interested in the animation industry at all, to be quite honest with you guys. My experience is only as an independent animator, and so if you want to get into independent animation, that's another thing too. That's another, it comes with its own difficulties, you know. You're your own boss, basically, here, to tell yourself to make these. You need to have a crazy ass work ethic. I don't really know. So if I'm going to give you some advice on how to get what you should do as an animator, that's going to supersede all that negativity that I just threw at you, is that you need to create enough stuff that you eventually find your own voice, and then lean into your own voice, you know, while at the same time being critical of what you're creating. And that's going to allow you to make something that's interesting that people would want to watch, and not derivative of something else. and that's what's going to make you able to build an audience that will want to support you. That's just my only advice. Ebon Westbrook, yeah, that's another thing too. And for advice in terms of getting into animation stuff is don't wait to create stuff. Just make it. You're not, you're gonna have to pitch, you're gonna have to pitch stuff to people, whatever. But like in the meantime, just make whatever it is you want to do now, because the way I see it, it's just going to be more and more difficult to break into these sort of traditional animation pipelines. It's such a competitive field, and the tools that are coming out these days allow anyone to create an animation. Charlatan Labs, hey, your metrology and interface inspired me to go with animation for a series I had been putting off for quite some time. Still a ways to go on it, but excited for the journey. Thanks for sharing your work. Killer music too, man. Charlatan Labs, appreciate that. Thank you very much for the super chat. Appreciate that. Okay. Don't know if I want the background to be red, but teal for real, yeah. Well, teal's a complementary color of red, isn't it? Or green is. Let's see here. I'm just trying to figure something out. Jaw clamps, how do you find Procreate Dreams? How's that like? Is it easy to use? Advice for someone looking at getting started trying to make their own music. My advice would be, well, you just have to, like, it depends on what kind of music you want to make. So if you want to make electronic music, you need to get a DAW, whatever. But my real advice that applies to whether or not you're making any type of music is the same advice I'd give you to animation, which is you need to just start making stuff like now. Like, there's no advice. You just gotta go start creating stuff and finish it. Make a track, finish it. It's probably gonna sound like shit, and just keep doing that forever, basically, you know. It took me about 10 years before I really started to feel like maybe I started to know what I want to do musically, you know. What even my voice is creatively, you know. And you know, you just make stuff that you want to listen to yourself, you know. Like, if you make some music and you play it back, do you actually want to hear it? Like, do you want to hear what you just made? And be honest with yourself, because if you really enjoy the music that you make, then other people will too. Mota. I felt a bit envious when you talked about feeling more enthusiastic towards one artistic endeavor over another. I would love to feel that kind of enthusiasm toward anything constructive at all. Moda, thank you very much for the super chat. And it's hard to answer. It sounds to me like maybe, like I struggle with that at times too, you know, feeling enthusiastic about certain things. But I think maybe it could be derived from perhaps an unhappiness or unfulfillment in some other part of your life. And if you were to work on that, then perhaps it will allow you to feel more enthusiasm towards something creative. I understand that for a lot of people, creativity is almost a luxury, because who's got time to be creative when you have rent to pay and the economy is so goddamn fucked that no one can actually do anything these days. But if you do have one thing that you're expressing a desire to do, or maybe a jealousy or whatever that you see in someone else, there's only one person that's stopping you from entering that domain, and it's yourself. And you almost have to treat creativity as a job. And it's, as much as I would love to say it just flows out of me sometimes, a lot of times it is kind of like you have to treat it as, I need to sit down and do some sort of work. Just force yourself to do whatever it is that you want to do creatively. The more you do that, the more chances in the future that you'll actually want to do it, because you get into this kind of cycle of repetition, and where the creativity becomes less stuck. Maximus, hey, appreciate that. Thank you, Maximus. I've been a big fan a while. First time popping in, just want to say hi and keep doing what you're doing. Hey, appreciate the 10, man. Appreciate that very much. Someone was saying something up here too. Jaw clamps. In ways, it's lacking a ton of features, but since I've always animated in Procreate, it feels like it was made for me. Like lasso and transform. It's missing transform, eh? That's crazy. I feel like I can't use it because I don't think it would do pixel brushes very well. Maybe you might know more about that. Everything's like anti-aliased these days. But maybe you can turn it off. I don't know. Which friggin' layer is my square on? This one, apparently. Noir, I'm stuck in the loop. I have been working in marketing animation on After Effects for years now, an average of 12 hours of work per day. Feel like I'm no longer able to do anything creative. Well, first of all, man, I don't know what country you live in, but if you are working 12 hours a day on animation, that's unhealthy. So try to not do that. I mean, if you got, I don't know what the labor laws in the country you're working in, but that's not good. So you got to get yourself out of a situation where you're working on something 12 hours a day. Trust me. And maybe if that means not doing animation, but I would never be able to something 12 hours a day like that. I mean, that's fine if you're working on a movie, like if you're filming a movie and it's like a month, 12-hour days is 16-hour days, that's like normal. But if it's like your full-time thing, creatively, drawing, animation, it's a draining resource. I mean, it's a little bit different if you do like a 12-hour shift as a security guard, you know what I mean? Hey, the iron wall, I appreciate that, thank you. Scumlord, appreciate that, thank you too. Troublesome, thanks. Hey, Demosphere. Yeah, things are going okay. I mean, no, I was actually just about to wrap things up, because I wasn't planning on streaming very long, and it's already 1 a.m., so... I'll be done in about 5 minutes, I guess. I didn't see the boar and the heron yet. No, I have not. It's in theaters, I guess, is it? I like Studio Gilby, but I might just wait until it comes in streaming. We lucky few. I actually worked on the trailer for that game. The We Lucky Few trailer. Like their E3 trailer or whatever it was. This was back when I was a freelance video editor. And I went to their studio with this guy I used to work with who was basically their main client or their main commercial person. But he would hire me to help out on stuff he was having problems with or whatever. And he took a break during the pandemic, but I think he's back at it now. How's that album coming along? Has it been mixed and mastered yet? It's been mixed, and it's being mastered like tomorrow or Tuesday. So I should have the masters very soon. And as long as they're good and I approve them, then that means the album should be coming out, like within a week and a half. Soon, so like soonish, very soon. I hope to have it out, like the week of the 20th, of January or something like that, or maybe around then. In Syria, I need to work with multiple companies to hit a $1,000 cap. I got you, man. As you're in Syria, then, eh? Sir Squeak. Yeah, I don't know how to price my own artwork, so I just put it on eBay, basically, and whatever it goes for, that's how I decide to sell it. I think it's just the best option. Because I don't need to get rid of the artwork, but I just feel like other people can appreciate it more than I do, and it's just kind of sitting around my apartment. And I probably should sell it now before, I'm not unaware of the fact that probably in a couple of years, interface is going to become a little bit, out of the realm of conversation with some people. So probably get these paintings offloaded now rather than later. I'm still always going to be animating and creating stuff, but I don't know. Maybe it could be the other way around. Maybe interface will get more popular in the future. Who knows, right? That's how sometimes it works out that way. Neil Parker, hey, no problem, man. Hey, I'm just gonna go get some water. Julia Candy. Neil Parker. Oh. Do you ever animate over reference footage and images? Oh yeah, man, all the time. Rotoscoping is like a pretty big thing I used to do. All those animations of hands and stuff are basically rotoscoped using my webcam. I'd make a video because drawing hands are extremely hard. Yeah, the Burbs, those guys are, people really want them. But I can't just make another batch. I just, they're too, I'm moving on, man. You know, I like making new stuff, you know. Tim Hortons wasn't always bad. It got really bad ever since they were sold to this Brazilian food holdings company. But there was a period of time in the 90s when it was actually pretty good. And they used to make donuts fresh in the shops. And the places were clean. And the food was tasty. The coffee was fresh. Now they don't even use their old bean supplier anymore. McDonald's has their old bean supplier, and every time I go into Tim Hortons I regret it. So I don't go in there Tim Hortons anymore, which is very easy to do because there's tons of other options in Canada. Or in Montreal, at least. I mean, I don't know. Not much, you know, on the highways and stuff. Julia Candy. I've read Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. I read some stuff like that. I'm not really like a Jungian expert, you know, not at all. But sometimes I just like to take things from certain places and place it into my stories, and it doesn't necessarily mean I fully understand what they're trying to say, but as long as I feel like there's some crossover or it applies to some degree, then and it's and it feels like, you know, I don't like with interface. I didn't really think too much about what I was doing, to be quite honest with you, and that's kind of why I started reading Man and His Symbols after, or like near the end of making interface, because I wanted to try to figure out what I was trying to say subconsciously. So a snooze button, I could sit it on my shelf. That would be cool. Demo sphere, that's, you know, I do like the snooze button idea quite a bit. We'll see though. We'll see. We'll see how this year goes, because, you know, I'm working on safe mode, but I don't know how popular safe mode is compared to like interface, you know, and making like toys and stuff like that it requires a lot of sales basically, and in order to make them affordable, you know. I could do that with Mischief for sure. Yeah, when interface was at the top there for a bit. Gemini, I appreciate the comment. Thank you. Hey, Charlton Labs. Yeah, the Big Live show is pretty good. That must have been an old live stream then. I haven't really been following his more recent stuff though. There's a few animators today that if they release something, I'm gonna watch it immediately. And it's changed from what it was 5 years ago, you know. So today, Joe Kappa, if he makes anything, I watch it immediately. Because I just find his animations to be so like he's like tapping into character traits that are very real, and the hyper sincerity of his animations I find it to be quite funny. That's all. Angry groceries. Yeah, I think for a lot of people that tends to be what happens with interface. They think it's some weird cartoon they saw as a child and like forgot about, and then because they don't remember the name or whatever. I've seen a lot of fringe meme accounts rip safe mode content. I think people find it genuinely cool. Could be one of those things to stumble on later, like you said. Yeah, you know, there's a few clips of safe mode that if I post to social media, they like just blows up. And so I need to like study those clips and figure out what it is about them. And I think I know what it is. It's like the writing is more traditional, I guess. It was more like a cartoon would have writing that's, you know, jokes that make sense or whatever. or there's some sort of concept or idea that's like obvious or clearly talked about, and less kind of interpretive or confusing. And obviously that makes sense. I mean, it's like, no shit, dumbass. Like, well, of course that's gonna do better. I feel like the reason why interface doesn't become very popular is because it's complicated, and it's very interpretation based. But yeah, I did see a few social media accounts kind of ripping safe mode clips, which I'm usually okay with as long as they like credit me. Someone on Instagram did it and got a ton of views, and the comments were just like people being like, by the way, this is made by Umami and you should credit them and stuff. I was like, maybe you guys got my back. Oh, Voon too, yeah. I mean, every time she comes out with stuff, I check it out. Ebok, though, I don't know who that is. Ethereal Snake too, yeah, of course. Yeah. So I was wondering, because Julia Candy, I was wondering because yours has themes of the collective unconsciousness, which is a Carl Jung thing. Yeah, so that's like the collective unconsciousness is kind of like I believe in it conceptually, maybe there's differences between what he and I think about it, but like generally speaking, I think there's some validity to what he's saying with that stuff. So I'm just drawing this guy a second time so that I can have like some animation boil, is what they call it, boil. And I don't think I'm going to do it a third time. I'll just do it 2 times. Hey, Angry Groceries, thank you, appreciate that. Christian Kramer. I think so. I think I can go deeper, and the last episode of Safe Mode wasn't particularly deep or whatever. It just had a lot of cool visuals and stuff. But I think I want to get more into that heavy shit with Safe Mode later. It's just like it's become so difficult because like I've been explaining before, my like passion for animation has just kind of started waning to like an extreme degree. So I don't know. It's like I've been working on music and stuff, and I think maybe if I work on music, the animation interest will come back, but these things come and go, and I can't really control it, I'd love a smaller series that is more comedic and bite-sized. Tales from the Umami-verse. Yeah, I mean, I keep telling myself that's maybe what I want to do. Yeah, seasons of stagnation and growth, and it's hard to manipulate that. Yeah, it's not like a linear turning a light switch on. Hey, Starlight, I appreciate the comments there. Have you seen ENA? Yeah, I have seen it. I haven't seen enough of it to comment on it, though. I watch it, but I couldn't, like, get into it, so I turn it off. Hello from Alex Martin's stream. Alex Martin's stream. What's up, man? Is he streaming right now? Or was streaming? He's been streaming a lot the past couple days. Good for him, man. I like to see him doing stuff on there. Yeah. Okay. Listening to your music, I'm wondering if you are into Oneatrix Point Never. Yeah, definitely. I listen to their music sometimes. I like their music for sure. I wouldn't say I'm like a huge fan because like I don't listen to their everything that they made. But there's like I don't know, probably a handful of tracks that I like listening to. I should probably go through the catalog and find more stuff that I like. Robert Javeri? Yeah, for sure. Filmmaking and in general, yeah, and animation too. I mean, consumes a lot of your life for sure. Okay, let's see here. 2. Why can't? Let's see, I should be able to just 2, 3. Yeah, the algorithm, man. I don't know, man. I stopped thinking about that shit. I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. I don't know what it is with the algorithm. Oh, God, I mean, asbestos. Thanks. What is Mischief doing? Well, we will find out eventually. Just, I get off my ass and start drawing more shit. That's... I know what he's doing. That's all that counts. Imagine having ambitions to create a small studio pump out this. Demosphere. I took a break from music for 9 months and it definitely made it hard to get back into, but I got to develop a new workflow entirely. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, for sure. It's like hard at first to get back into it, but then once you start getting back into it, you like approach it from a different perspective almost, you know? Okay, everyone, I think I had enough. I'm done for tonight. I've got this little clown dude here. I'll probably do some weird animation with it somehow. Cheeky queefs. That's a very nice name. I like that name. Hello, man. Big fan of your work. Been watching you grow and work consistently since I was in high school. And has the diversity of your work kept you away from burnout? Yeah, that's. If I was just doing the animations, like I'd probably be completely burnt out, like gone. You know, but at least I can switch between the music and the animations and painting, so it gives me like, I don't know, like it's like a different part of your brain or something. I don't know how it works, but it does make things a little bit easier to switch between different mediums like that. All right, everyone. Thank you for all popping in here and saying hello to me. I appreciate you guys all coming in here late on a Saturday night. Have a good Happy New Year, by the way. And yeah, one more year to go and we'll make this one count. All right, everyone. Talk to you all next time.